Disease caused by Dicrosolium dendriticum. Another liver fluke. The size is very smaller comparing with the Fasciola hepatica. You can put nearly 50 adult worm of Dicrosolium on the surface of one Fasciola gigantica, for instance. Comparing the size, I mean. Zoonotic, common between human and animals, and also intermediate host for Dicrosoliasis. We have snail and ant, but not freshwater snail, terrestrial snail. Okay, this is very important. Pathogenesis comparing with Fascioliasis is light, but the number of worms in all parasitic infections, in helminth infections, the number of worms are very important to evaluate the pathogenicity and the level of severity. We say worm burden. With one, for instance, Dicrosolium, you are not facing to a very serious clinical and clinical symptoms. But if hundreds of worms are inside the gallbladder and tens of Fasciola hepatica, for instance, are in the liver, okay, you have to be very worried about that. And you have to look, you have to confirm the case and you have to start treatment. This is the general matter for all parasites and helminths. So this is the life cycle. This is the preview of Dicrosoliasis. Geographical distribution is also worldwide. You may find Dicrosolium dendriticum in all ruminants, in all herbivore animals, everywhere, and maybe in accidental cases you can find humans. In Iran up to now, I could not find even one human case. Why? Because maybe this is neglected, I don't know. Maybe we cannot find it, or because of the clinical sign and symptom were not so serious to push them visit doctor and laboratory. Okay? But the important is that among the cattle, among the sheep and other herbivores, we could find several cases when we have a visit from the slaughterhouses or everywhere. This is very important. The life cycle, the picture of the life cycle, I told you that if you pay attention to this life cycle, to this picture, you can find several matters, important points that you don't need even to open the book and to read that parasite, okay? Why? You can see this cow. It means that the cattle or the herbivores are important in this infection. You can see this one. Humans, like animals, are present here as final host. So this is zoonosis. We can find ants over there. Oh, ant is something related to Dicrosoliasis. Freshwater, no, this is terrestrial snail, land snail. Helicella, for instance, Derbetina, is something you can find everywhere. So what is the combination of this news is that the adult worm is living in bile duct, in hepatic veins, and also in gallbladder, the adult worms. Eggs are inside the feces of infected animal or human in the environment. When the feces is in the environment, okay, it means that the eggs are inside the feces. What does it mean? It means that the snails, terrestrial snails, they are eating something, and maybe accidentally the eggs inside the feces is ingested or entered to the terrestrial snail. You can find them in the root of the surface of the soil and everywhere near the plants over there. Okay? Inside the terrestrial and land snail, you may have Miracidia, Esporocist, and Cercaria. Cercaria comes out by slime ball. Slime ball is excretory, pulmonary excretory of land snail, and this is around, okay? And it's very attractive for ants. Ants search for suitable food, okay? And they find it and they ingest the slime ball full of Cercaria. Inside the digestive tract of ant, okay, Cercaria become released, okay, then after they go to different parts of the breast part and also head part of the ants, and they form to metacercaria. Metacercaria so is now in the body of ant. Infective stage is not vegetable. Infective stage and the matter that you may get infection through the ingestion is not food, is not water, is not a plant, is something, is nothing else that ant. Whether we are looking for ants to eat them, no. Maybe accidentally they are in the wheel, they are in the bread, they are in some other materials that we ingest. Maybe even the crushed one. But maybe you are going to buy I don't know, the local biscuit, the local cake or bread or something, organic one, okay? And you find something like other very delicious nuts over there. This is dried one, this is black one, this is brown one, okay? Now this is the head of one ant, and you through consumption of this very nice food, you may get metacercaria. But for animals, the scenario is something else. Animals are grazing on the earth. They may ingest hundreds of ants a day.
Like the chicken.
Yes, and the important is when you go to the slaughterhouses, I have some memories that when we was counting the Fasciola hepatica in the liver of a cow, or cattle, okay, we found 40 Fasciola inside the bile duct and the parenchyma of liver of the cattle, but at the same time, comparing with this 40, we could find nearly 200 or 300 of the Clostridium deltaticum. What does it mean? It means the number of very, very high, but the pathogenicity we receive from this parasite is light, but depends on the number of parasite. Okay, so when you get it, maybe in the digestive tract, it become free and through the bile duct, not through penetration of the intestinal wall that was the root of fascioliasis. Through the ampulla water, they go inside the bile duct and they become adult. Yes, everything I talked about fascioliasis is very common here. You may have here again spurious infection. What's a spurious infection? You eat a part of liver of cattle or sheep, even cooked one, but the structure of eggs are over there. You may get the stool sample of the patient in the laboratory and you find the eggs of microsoliasis. What you should manage such cases? Both for fascioliasis spurious one and for dicrosoliasis spurious one. What is the managing system here? You have to ask the patient, the suspected patient, okay, 48 hours later, 72 hours later, come again to our laboratory, but please do not eat any animal protein product and come to us. Or please be careful for fastidiosis. And be careful that, please, at this time, do not go to the restaurant, do not eat jagar, do not eat something else. Come to us. If, for the second time, you find the egg, you have to report that as an infected case. This is very important. And again, I would like to emphasize on that part of our research in School of Particles, Italian University of Medical Sciences, Parasitology. You can see that Dicrosolium egg identified in an ancient cemetery in Kiyasar, northern Iraq, and also here. Dicrosolium dendriticum found in Bronze Age, nearly more than 2,000 years ago, in some Zagros mountainous area, and we found this is important that maybe during the hunting process, the soldier of, I don't know, accompanied pre-accompanied period could be infected or could show us transitional or a spurious infection. So this is very important. I'm very interested on this part. Maybe you can ask from Indian archaeologists, Turkish archaeologists, Iraq and so on. In northern Iraq, in Kurdistan, some Japanese scientists are now working with one of my friends in Soleimaniye in some cemeteries of nearly 3,000 years ago. And up to now, they invited me, but I had not enough enough chance to go there. So the important is that you can find biological remains to detect the possibility of these infections in previous centuries, in previous millennia. What does it mean? What is the benefit of this? You can expect that if you are going to conduct genomic analysis, metagenomic analysis, you can find the severity, you can find the pathogenesis of these infections have been ever changed since, for instance, 2,000 years ago till now, or 10,000 years ago till now, or not. And you can predict what can be happen for such infection in, for instance, in future. Okay, it was why I told you stay to finish it. Just you went out for a quarter. Now this session is finished, but the next session, this is a quarter to 10 now. Okay, 10. The practical one is 1. Huh? Yeah. So I think it's better to come to me 10:30. It's better. 10:30 we can start up to 12. It's better. So 10:30, please come all of you here and tell to your friends how many of the early people are absent now. How many? 5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Yeah, maybe.
Tell them please. It's better now. Ask. Yes. Ahmed Habib.
Yes.
Abu Sabar Muhammad.
Yes.
Yes. Osama Qasim Al-Qarnawi.
Outside.
Ashraf Mahbaj. Amjad Kambar.
Yes.
Bisma Abdul Nabi.
Outside.
Sajjad.
Outside.
Outside. Okay. Absent. Not
Yeah, okay.
Absent. Batul Kairani.
She's absent.